In this video today, we're going to be talking about how to analyze football bets. Going to be looking at three main factors: what to avoid, what to pay attention to, and how to find value. But the question you should be asking yourself right now: what gives me the right to give you information about sports betting? Well, let me just introduce myself really quickly and then we will crack on. My name's Kyra and I've been making videos on this YouTube account for around about a year now. I share all my wins, I share all my losses, I don't hide nothing. I do a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly recap of my current record so you could see where you would be if you followed along to my tips. I've shown this on previous videos, but I've had many Bet365 accounts restricted or even banned due to my win rate. So if you go onto the tutorials playlist on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see this. So let's start with the obvious, what you should be avoiding, and then we'll get into the more finer details as the video goes on. Chasing losses is an absolute disgusting habit. You really need to understand what unit management is. I will upload a video in the future going into more detail on unit management because it's really important, but basically leaving room for losses. If you're chasing losses as well, so if you lose a bet and then your next bet you put in more money down on that bet just because you're chasing the stake you lost, like honestly, just like, what are you doing? Seriously. Now this next one is really interesting, and that's incorrect lines. When you go onto any sports betting app and you click on a game that you want to place a bet on, what do you see straight away? You see the money line, you see the handicap normally, and the over on the goals. So it'd be like over 2.5, over 3.5 goals. You're being played right into the sportsbook's hands. This is exactly where they want you to be. For example, the money line, so the straight pick play, is one of the most lowest probability bets you can pick. Like, it hurts my head having to explain this. I don't understand how people haven't figured this out, but yeah, betting on either team to win the game is just absolutely mind-boggling to me how people think that's a good bet. Now, what you should be paying attention to some people this may sound a little bit complicated, but I promise you this is really simple. Firstly, you want to get an understanding of the players that are going to be playing. If it's a domestic cup game, most of the time teams don't put out their strongest 11, or if certain players are injured, defenders, strikers, that's obviously going to alter certain areas of the game. Also, something I like to call the situation. What's the situation of the game? If two teams are really close to each other in the league table, so let's say one's sitting at 11th and the other's sitting at 9th, but there's only 2 points separating them, this game's most likely going to be a little bit heated and have some sort of high volume in certain areas. A perfect example of myself using the situation method to capitalize off would be semi-finals in Europe over the past few years. I absolutely hammer the unders because I know the two teams are going to be coming out and playing a little bit slow at the start. They're not going to be making rash, frantic decisions, and it's done me very well. Taking the unders in the semi-finals, quarterfinals, in the Champions League, Europa League has done me very well. Now this last section, now value. Where do you find value? Where are you going to look for to get the most out of your money? The most important element to sports betting. Well, unfortunately, I don't like to do you dirty there, boys, but I'm going to leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger. I'm going to do a separate video about value because it's that important and we could go into that much detail. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, click notifications, or just check my tutorial section on the playlist within the next 48 hours of this video being uploaded, and you will see that video right there. Catch you in the next one. Peace.